and snap your fingers, then you lean back. All out of state, on the day they never seen that. Ain't back, throw and snap your fingers, then you lean back.
Bula, and welcome to Viti Vibes TV, your one and only show for the Fijian youth by the Fijian youth. If you'd like to be a part of the show, please let us know or call us. The numbers are always in our credits. I'm your host, Pranay Sharma. There's a water shortage in British Columbia, and you are advised to take shorter showers, do the dishes when the dishwasher is full, and some appliances such as laundries only do it when it's full. Watering your garden once a week, mainly on Saturdays and Sundays. Please look accordingly. You guys probably got a little flyer, so make sure you guys check that out. And if you are caught, there are violations and fines, which are pretty hefty. Our heartfelt condolences to a young 19-year-old firefighter named Devlin Gill, who lost her life fighting fire. She was in the residence of Riverstone, BC, and she'll be greatly missed by her colleagues, friends, and family. There are over about 400 active fires and current fires that are going on throughout BC. And out of that, 34 are only in control. So please be mindful if you guys ever go anywhere and have an open burn anywhere. It's really important to keep it closed and to stay away from fires as much as possible as you can. No show is complete without our support from our sponsors, so if you'd like to be a sponsor of the show or any of the shows that we bring to you on a weekly basis, please call us at the numbers in our credits. Now we're going to take a quick break for word from our sponsors, and if you'd like to sponsor the show, you can always call us at the numbers in our credits.
I understand how important it is to have a place called home, and it's frustrating using your hard-earned money on rent. Vic Prasad can make you a homeowner. Get pre-approved services provided to first-time buyers and new immigrants. You can qualify for mortgage even if you have bad credit. Call Vic Prasad now on 604-306-6647. Vic Prasad is associated with Craft Mortgages Canada Incorporated.
For any kind of visa-related services, contact Milky Way Immigration, a galaxy of opportunities located at Unit 209-9547 152 Street, Surrey, BC. They have licensed immigration consultants, placement officers, and LMIA experts to meet your immigration and recruitment needs. Book one-time free consultation either on Facebook or by calling 604-396-0005. Bollywood Banquet Hall and Conference Center, located at Pile Business Center at 201-8166 128th Street in Surrey. No celebration is too small to accommodate you. They have newly renovated 2 halls to serve you, up to 1,000 guest capacity, top-notch chefs to delight you with delectable and heavenly cuisine. So just call Bollywood Banquet Hall at 604-598-2700 for your events.
Thank you, sponsors. Now we have our director, Shannon Pramal.
Hello and welcome back to Viti Vibes TV. I'm your director and host, Shannon Pramal. Today I'm joined in the studio with none other than my lovely co-host Shivangni. And before we get to that, you can always watch new episodes of Viti Vibes every Thursday at 10 p.m. or Sundays at 4:30 p.m. only on the Shaw Multicultural channel. Or in case you miss our live broadcasts, you can also catch them on YouTube on the Shaw Multicultural page. You can also follow us on our social medias on Facebook and Instagram at Viti Vibes TV. That being said, we're here back in the studio to talk about something else topic that we always bring up, I'd say, something that's very important, and that's self-care. For those of you that don't know, International Self-Care Day, yes, this is an actual day, it's celebrated and brings awareness to self-care. And that's something that we always strive to practice, and we always are encouraging other people to practice as well. It's something that you need in your everyday, not just your once in a while kind of thing. So Shivangni and I are here to be your friendly reminder and kind of talk a little bit more about self-care and what International Self-Care Day is. Did you know there's like an actual day for this?
No, honestly, I did not. I've heard there's like other like weird days
There's
for like weird things, but this, no, I haven't.
I feel like it's a nice needed thing, like a good reminder for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like I said earlier, like self-care is not something that we think about. Like we think it's like a reward. I feel like when we talk about self-care, we think it's supposed to be like a reward. Like, yeah, we need to do it, but like when I can do it, like, yeah. I need to do it when it's like I'm really down and whatever, right? Or like, say for example, me, like I got my nails done, right? Yeah. Like that's my idea of like, oh, a little like reward self-care thing, right? But it's not like, okay, just because like I get my nails done like once every blue moon kind of thing, like that's my self-care. Like that's not the point, right? Self-care is something that you're supposed to practice every day. So for those that don't know, International Self-Care Day was actually created by the International Self-Care Foundation. And yes, this is an actual foundation. This was back in 2011 that they established this day with the intention of spreading awareness about self-care and the positive impacts of self-care and how it helps set a healthy lifestyle for yourself. So with that in mind, the International Self-Care Foundation, they have been putting up programs, so anywhere like youth programs, like such as poster campaigns, flash mobs, competitions, concerts, and as well as seniors, like community involvement, physical examinations, and setting up other general public events such as like football and golf matches and Tai Chi classes, sponsored public walks, that sort of thing. You could look into more of what they do. They also do occupational health, pharmacy, like poster campaigns, pharmacy manager training, and research for self-care habits and behavior. And obviously they are in touch with the media and do like their own media articles and that sort of stuff in that nature. So this foundation has been around and they've been carrying out this work in order to bring more awareness to self-care and that why you should be practicing it more and implementing it more on your day-to-day. It's ironic. So July 24th is Self-Care Day, International Self-Care Day. And I don't know if you know, like you probably don't know just because you weren't aware of what the day was beforehand. But it's actually strategically placed on this day. It was with intention that it's on July 24th because when you write it in a numerical, 7/24. Because July is the 7th day of the month on the 24th day of that month. It resembles 24/7.
Oh.
Do you see the intention? That's so smart, right?
Yeah, I got that.
Like, I was like, wow, that's actually, like, clever, right?
Yeah.
No, but, like, the whole purpose is so you're reminded that self-care is not just a monthly thing. It's not just a weekly thing. It's a daily thing that you have to do. Obviously, we're going to talk about the different pillars of self-care and kind of conversate a little bit more about that. But yeah, self-care is supposed to be practiced 24/7. How often are you practicing self-care?
Oh God. Probably like once a week.
What would you consider like your self-care, like things, like habits, actions?
Probably like washing my hair is like a self-care thing to me, and washing my hair, making sure like my makeup station's clean, my bathroom's clean, my brushes are all clean, kind of thing. Making sure just my space is clean.
Cleanliness.
Cleanliness,
And you know what? That's actually spot on with one of the pillars of the whole international self-care thing. One of the pillars of self-care. And there's other things as well, but yeah, something is like keeping things in an orderly fashion. Like you don't think about it. Obviously, you just think about, oh, I just need to clean the house. But why do we clean the house? Do you think it brings you that sense of like, okay, like one, you felt productive that you've done that. Two, you feel satisfied that you did that.
Yeah, there's like a saying, if your space is clean, then your mind is clean kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like my mom says it all the time. Like if your space is not clean, then your mind's going to be cluttered.
Yeah.
And like if your space is clean, then you're going to have a clear space in your head to think of other things and do more things forward going on.
No, absolutely.
So it's just like, I think it like ties into that.
Yeah. I think it's also like the whole like energy thing.
Oh yeah.
And I know my mom is super into this. I don't know about any other parents watching this, but I know like if my room's just a little bit messy. It was so funny. So the other day, my room was like just a little bit messed up because I was like rushing in and out of the house. So I left it a little bit messed up. I left the house, and then my cousin comes up to me later, and he's just like, oh, like you seem like you're in a bad mood. I was like, I've just had a long day, like blah blah blah. He's just like, oh, your mom told me about that. I was like, what do you mean my mom told you? He's like, your room was messy. So she's like, yeah, no wonder she's in a bad mood. I'm like,
no, yeah, my mom says the same thing. Like, even I can notice on my mom, too, like, if her space is kind of messy, then she'll get all, like, irritated and antsy. But it's just like, when it's clean and mine's messy, she'll still get irritated and antsy because mine's mess. Yeah. But then she'll look at me and she'll think, then I'll be like a bit irritated and antsy. And she'll be like, yeah, that's because your space isn't clean. That's why. You got like bad vibes over there. And I'm
no, and that's literally what it is. She's like, yeah, my room was bad vibes. I was like, negative energy. I was like, okay.
You know that vocabulary? Bad vibes?
No, but it's actually like related to your mental health. Like, and that's the thing. Like when we talk about like, oh, try and plan your days, be organized, right? the organization, it helps soothe, like, calm yourself from, like, the burden of, like, having a messy space or, like, not being organized. And that's just it, right? So let's talk about some of the pillars of self-care. So for those of you that don't know, we're going to talk through all the pillars. So we'll start off with pillar number 1 of self-care. That's knowledge and health literacy. So how much knowledge do you have about self-care? How much knowledge do you have about health? Like, how literate are you in knowing about your health?
It's like, I guess that has to be, like, in high school there's like health and safety whatever classes, like health and wellness classes. Yeah. But I don't think they actually do much in them. And plus, because like right now at my age, like all I know is like if I eat healthy, clean my room all the time, then like I'll be fine. Right? Yeah. But like I don't know the specifics of why I should be. And plus eating healthy sometimes, like with a busy schedule, is hard. Yeah. So trying to find like things to eat healthy if you're on the go, it's really hard. So like,
and that's another one of those pillars too that we're gonna get to later. But health literacy, what is that? So the World Health Organization, they basically define health literacy as representing the cognitive and social skills that determine the motivation and ability of individuals to gain access and understand, to use information and promote and maintain good health. So literally your knowledge about how to maintain, how to create good health.
Something we gotta learn. Yeah, something we gotta learn about in school and stuff, and like online reading too, which like not a lot of people do because everybody's attention span is a bit smaller nowadays.
No, and it's just a simple thing is like the more you know, the more you're aware about, and like that's just the first step. You have to know these things, right? If you know what healthy habits are, then you're more inclined to like include those healthy habits in your lifestyle as well. Obviously, it's a lot harder to do than say.
It is harder,
but that is just the beginning of it. You need to know what healthy habits are. Yeah. And I know a lot of us here, it's eating good and making sure we exercise. However, with self-care, although those are a part of it, there's a lot more things that we do on a daily that we don't think about. Yeah. But it's still considered self-care. And exactly why self-care is this 24/7 thing. It's the little things that you don't think about that are actually self-care, but you don't think about it. You just think it's like a task on your to-do list for that day.
Like social media just like represents eating healthy and exercising as a main way of health.
Like some keto diets or like something like that. And I feel like that's very toxic.
And like influencers emphasize skincare and the skincare, hair care kind of is like a self-care thing. But there's more to that, you know, just going for a walk or like spending time with family is like a self-care because like it relieves the stress. I think like to me the purpose is like to relieve stress and anxiety that you have built up from the whole week or from like how your life is. It's just to relieve that stress and anxiety. That's why self-care like we have.
Yeah,
right?
Understanding and being aware is obviously the first step. And the International Self-Care Foundation actually gives us a breakdown of that as well. And they said that the recommended components of an individual's health literacy, so if you're looking to increase your health literacy, become more literate, it's understanding people that have the opportunity to protect their own health. So everyone has the opportunity to protect their own health. So whether that be what you eat, what you do with your body, like if you're moving it enough and that sort of thing, knowing where to look for health information and how to use it. So you need to know where to go if you're not feeling healthy, right? Like if you're feeling sick, like do you go to the doctor, or if you're mentally not well, where do you go, right? Yeah. Exactly. Knowledge of health and its detriments. So you need to know about these health issues and know what the consequences are for those health issues, right? And then knowledge of common diseases and their causes, knowledge of major risk factors such as cardiovascular disease, diabetes, other avoidable risks to health, understanding self-care, and what we're going to talk about, the 7 pillars, understanding the value of health screenings at key life points. Because obviously our body's continually changing and we hit these milestones. I know when I hit 24, all of a sudden my back started hurting. And now that's something that needs to be looked at. Yeah. And now I have a bad foot. Like, it just keeps going down. And I'm just like, okay, now I gotta reshift my lifestyle to, like, accommodate, like, okay, my body's changing. Obviously, I can't, like, be doing, like, walks, like, long walks every single day. Like, I can't do that no more. Or I can't go to the gym, like, 3 times a week. Yeah. Like, something like that for me. Like, I just have to take it down a little bit, but still be able to find ways to accommodate, like, my health issues and be able to still maintain a healthy lifestyle kind of thing. So those are just a few things. So one is becoming more health literate. The second pillar is actually mental well-being, self-awareness, and agency. I think we kind of touched on the self-awareness thing.
Yeah.
But mental well-being is definitely an important one. There's many different definitions to mental well-being, of course. But they generally include like areas such as life satisfaction, optimism, self-esteem, that sort of thing. And then the World Health Organization defines mental health as a state of well-being which every individual realizes his or her own potential and can cope with the normal stresses of life, can work productively and fruitfully, and is stable and able to make a contribution to his or her community and can work. Yeah. So that's the general like meaning of the mental health, mental well-being situation. And knowing that you have mental well-being, that's the first thing. And you have to be aware of how much you need to take care of that, right? If you're aware that there is such thing as mental well-being, and then that way you're able to make changes in your lifestyle, you're able to also consider, be conscientious at the very least about your mental well-being, how to recognize that your mental well-being isn't doing so well, right? So self-awareness and agency are both very important because this provides the basic structure for starting position of your future self.
Yeah.
So if you're aware now, you'll be able to make the changes for the long term, right?
Instead of like starting later on.
Exactly.
Oh, like you have
So
to start with.
yeah, the third pillar, I think this one's pretty obvious. When we usually think about health, wellness, it's physical activity.
Yeah.
And this is what all the trainers on your social medias, this is what they want you to do. They want you to be in the gyms, blah, 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 every day. Okay, let's face it. I don't go every day.
I have not gone in months.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
But you know what? It's at least if you know that you have to be moving your body and finding ways to move your body. Like, for example, dance. I know you're a dancer. And, like, so although you might not be hitting the gym lifting weights every week, right?
I don't
but
how
at least you're dancing,
yeah.
right? And that's giving you're moving your body in that way. And so actually, the World Health Organization had recommended that children and adolescents in the 15 to 17-year-old age group, in order to improve their cardiorespiratory and muscular fitness, bone health, and cardiovascular and metabolic health biomarkers, they should at least accumulate 60 minutes of moderate to vigorous intensity physical activity daily.
Yeah.
For kids, that's easy. They're always running around, I feel like.
Oh, yeah.
Or, like, you should try and get them running around. Like, they have that energy at that time. So 60 minutes a day. That's what they say. And they gain greater benefits from being active for more than 60 minutes per day. So if it's more than 60, even better. But generally focus on aerobic physical activity. And then that's for children. For adults that are 18 to 64, I know there's a big age group, but adults in general, they need to do at least 150 minutes of moderate to intensity aerobic physical activity throughout the week, or at least do 75 minutes of vigorous intensity aerobic. The word, it's a tongue twister for me. I don't know why. Aerobic physical activity throughout the week, or an equivalent combination of moderate and vigorous intensity activity.
Yeah.
So that's 150 minutes. So what's that in like hours? That's like 2 hours is 120, right? 2.5 hours.
2.5, yeah.
That's quick math. I'm not a math person, as you
Me
can tell.
neither.
But yeah, performing that activities in bouts of at least 10 minutes durations at high intensities. But yeah, that's generally what they recommend. Muscle strengthening activities should be done involving major muscle groups on 2 or more days a week. I know I like at least try and hit the gym at least 2 days a week, so I'm doing a little bit of everything those days. So I'm hitting a little bit of everything. Obviously, to each their own. You have to also keep in mind, like, everyone's bodies are different. They can only take so much differently. But the main thing is you have to start thinking about it. And then you have to think about it and start implementing ways to, like, okay, how can I, like, make a little change, right? The fourth one, also pretty obvious. The fourth pillar is eating healthy. We all know, we've heard it in schools. We hear it from our parents. You just need to eat more vegetables, fruits. And you know what? It's true. As much as we hate hearing it, okay, parents, you're right. And you know how, I don't know if your parents have ever told you, like, oh, you need to eat more like green stuff. They're good for your joints and
my
everything,
goodness,
right?
my mom's a vegetarian. She makes me. So I'm the chef in the house. So vegetarian food is like considered healthy, right?
Mhm.
So I literally for my mom as protein, what she wants me to eat instead of like ghost tarkari and whatever
Yeah.
is tofu, those soyas and the thing, those kind of thing. Paneer. Oh my goodness. That's like the healthy, and like she wants me to always put more green stuff in them. Like when I'm making paneer, she wants me to put butter in them sometimes, or like if I'm making fried rice with the soyas, she wants me to put like cabbage or beans, and I'm like, just let me make it, man. Like it's okay if you don't have vegetables. Like it's not the end of the world. But no, she loves the vegetables. She loves all that,
It's
and
a
she'll be
lovely
like, "You should."
relationship for me.
Yeah, she's like, "You should eat it too," and I'm like,
We should. But you know what? She's not wrong. We should.
We
and
should.
that's the thing. It's one of the things we kids hate admitting, that like now that we're at that age, and it's like, oh, like you guys are right about it.
Yeah, for me and my brother, if there's no chicken in it, we're not eating it, kind of thing. If it's not mixed with the vegetables, not mixed with chicken, we're not eating it.
Yeah. The main thing is that you need to be able to, when thinking about eating food, obviously, you want to have more fruits, more vegetables, and stuff like that. What you need is to achieve an energy balance and a healthy weight. So increasing the amount of consumption of fruits, vegetable, legumes, and whole wheat, or whole grains and nuts. Limit the energy intake on like things that have total fats. And shift fat consumption away from saturated fats to unsaturated fats, and towards the elimination of trans fatty acids. Obviously hard in this day and age because fast food exists.
Yes.
I'm not saying don't have fast food. I love fast food. I'm not going to lie.
Yes.
However,
yes.
Yeah, just making little changes, right? But yeah, healthy, like, and every doctor you'll hear say, like, you need to exercise, you need to have a good diet, you need to have better nutrition.
But like exercise is not like for everybody if you like think about it. Like some people sometimes like they want to be fit, but exercising is kind of difficult for them. Like going to the gym.
It doesn't mean like
weights,
yeah.
Right?
No, I'm not saying be a bodybuilder.
Yeah, no. So like what people do is like they either get like a pet, so like a dog to help them at least go for like walks once in a while and like keep them occupied, because that's what like my cousin, she loves working with dogs. I think she's like a nurse or something. Like she works with dogs literally. She sees new different types of dogs. They keep her busy and like happy, exercising with her, like running around. Like it's amazing to look. And like a lot of her patients that like actually tried them, it helped them be more fitter and more healthier.
Like it doesn't mean be in the gym 24/7 and like do lifting weights how every trainer like expects you to do. It doesn't mean that. It doesn't mean do cardio every day either. It just means like maybe pick up a sport. Maybe like dancing, like that's a good way. Like that I usually keep
out there.
Yeah, usually I keep busy with like dancing and stuff like that. But yeah, like that's just another way. And yeah, eating healthy, of course. The next pillar number 5, is risk avoidance or mitigation. So obviously knowing how to mitigate your health issues is an important thing. Making sure you're vaccinated or not smoking, or quitting smoking, practicing drinking in moderation. Alcohol is obviously detrimental to your health as well, right? It's not good for the long term, obviously. Driving carefully and wearing a seatbelt. These things could lead to like better health habits, right? Or like better health in the future. Say if you're not wearing a seatbelt, you get in an accident and then you just hurt yourself,
it's like
right?
Accountability we have to take on ourselves.
Yeah, like these things you don't think about, but that's literally correlates to your health, right?
Yeah.
Not doing these things. So making sure you're mitigating as many risks to yourself as possible. That's pillar number 5. Pillar number 6 is good hygiene. So back to the beginning of what you were saying earlier today. Hygiene refers to the conditions and practices that help maintain health and prevent the spread of diseases. So this could be like cleaning your space. This could be making sure you have clean drinking water, filtered drinking water. On an international level, obviously, water sanitation and lack thereof remains one of the most significant ones. We're lucky that we have clean drinking water here for us. Other places, they don't, right? But yeah, good hygiene, especially, like making sure, like something as simple as like washing your hair, right? That makes you feel like you're clean. You have done something for yourself, right? And these are things that we do on like a daily that we don't think about, but they are practices of self-care. Making sure you have good hygiene is self-care. And shows that you care about yourself too, right? And pillar number 7, last but not least, is rational and responsible use of self-care products and services. So what this means is being responsible with prescription medicines, non-prescription medicines, preventative health products such as dental care, mosquito netting, that sort of stuff, sleep aids, natural health products such as traditional medicines and vitamins and that sort of stuff, and devices and diagnostics like home blood pressure machines and that sort of stuff. So making sure, like, if you, like, you know, these sort of products, and making sure you're using them responsibly and what the intended purpose is, and to benefit you, obviously, right, in a responsible way. Yeah. So these are the 7 pillars of self-care. Things that I know I definitely didn't think, like, oh yeah, good hygiene is like a practice of self-care, right? I just thought of it as like this is something like I just need to do, right? But it's not I need to do. This is something I do for myself because I want to be taking care of myself, right? And that's just it. That's exactly what self-care is. And hopefully this brought a little bit more knowledge to you guys and reminded you that self-care is 24/7. Make sure you practice some of these things and be conscientious about it too. These are things that we're all doing in our daily lives, right? But with that being said, we're just running out of time, but we thank you all so much for sticking around every week with us here. You can watch new episodes Thursdays at 10 p.m. and Sundays at 4:30 p.m. With that being said, we'll see you all next time.
Thank you, Shannon. Remember, this is your show, and if you're a youth and you'd like to come on the show, we'd love to hear from you. We have a few announcements that you may be interested in attending, so please have your pens and papers ready. The Mustari Begum Festival is taking place on September 23rd at 7 p.m. at the Massey Theatre in New Westminster. For more information, please call Massey Theatre at 604-521-5050 or get tickets from ticketsnow.ca. The Anime Revolution 2023 is taking place at the Vancouver Convention Centre from August 18th to 20th. Ticket booths will be open all 3 days from 9 until noon. This is at 1055 West Wing at the new Convention Centre. Anime is a part of the Japanese culture, and they will have performances and panel presentations, music, and much more. Please remember to check it out. Sadly, we ran out of time for today's show, but I hope you guys enjoyed it as much as I love bringing it to you. If you had missed our show today, you can always watch it on Sundays at 4:30 p.m. in BC and 5:30 in Alberta. No show is complete without our support from our sponsors. All our shows are uploaded to YouTube, so please watch, like, and definitely share. Thank you guys, and I hope you guys have an amazing and wonderful weekend. I'm your host, Pranay Sharma, and I'm signing off.
All out of state, 20 days, they never seen that. Ain't fat, don't shut your fingers, then you lean back.